What is up, YouTube? Who's that? It's Chris Bumstead, I believe. This is intro. What's up? Thank you for tuning in, checking this out. I guess this is my first of many videos to come. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this bad boy goes. So this is my first proper playthrough of Palworld, I want to say, but also my first experience in the 1.0 update. Made it to level 80. My gear and setup is pretty janky, but I got the job done. Made it to the world tree. Haven't done the bosses. I didn't really care for this zone, to be honest. I had some cool new powers. This dude's gangster. Who's the other one? Where's that fire dude? This one, he's pretty cool. Everything else is, yeah, interesting zone. Cool concept, but just wasn't my cup of tea. I think because this boss fight just ticked me off. Took me a minute to beat, but I got there in the end. So here's a bit of a I guess a base tour, a power tour, what I've done, what I'll do better next time. I guess the bad, the ugly, the good, everything I could sort of experienced and can pass on, or yeah. So here's the base tour. We'll start off with this. So this base spot is located pretty close to the starting zone. I wouldn't recommend coming here, pretty much spawn and swim. Bugger that. You don't really need to come here until you unlock the appropriate technologies. That's just my 2 cents worth, I guess. And that being the ore mining site. You can probably come here when you get coal. I came here when I got this one. You could probably get away with this one, but one of the reasons why I wouldn't, and I'll show you where I kind of started. So I spawned in, did the level up tick, spawned over here, grabbed this thing, swam across, looted both the floor and the scrap piles and any chests, grabbed this waypoint, made my way back. I had enough balls to get the Memoris or whatever, this bad boy, to then level up to get the chillet. Got the iron ore that's like around here for the chillet to do the saddle. If that's taken, just go to this one here. Once I did that, then I just pretty much conquered the map. That dude's a beast in the water. He could just freaking go wherever. But where I guess technically I first set up base below Chillet. And I got mad because he wasn't spawning, and I didn't realize it was because I was too close. But my first proper base of operations, I guess, was this little spot here. And there's heaps of these ones. There's heaps, especially in this zone. I picked the one that had the like iron ore or whatever, that ore, as well as the quartz. I don't know why. I think Palworld before 1.0, quartz seemed a lot more in-gamey than this playthrough. If you really want, there's a bit of sulfur there too. There's better spots than this. There's ones that have like coal, and I think coal early on is a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter. It's mainly, well, I call it iron, it's freaking copper or whatever. That's the main priority. You want any spot that has that. The chiller one is better, but this is just, I guess, the way I was progressing. I ended up here. Anyway, so back to the base. That's where I started off. They just had like straw mattresses. I think I chucked up like the stone pit and then the wood pit, but I was mainly there to do the ore. And then I made my way here. Originally the base wasn't like this. I just had the power box on the ground and the foundations. Because I didn't have the oil, the foundations kind of just went wherever. It wasn't until later that I teared everything down, did this structure to put all my resources up. And it wasn't meant to be permanent, but too lazy to figure it out. But what I'll do differently next time is add more storages throughout, having like 4 here, 2, and then 2 up top, and then store my things like that. I would move this, but it'll be for later in the vid. So I'll start off with stacking. Stacking to me was a game changer. I like the dude that I was inspired by. Well, I copied. But essentially, especially for most things, you can snap a chair. This is for your berries. You can build that up, and then you can chuck on top of that one of these big bad boys, right? And then you do all of it as high as you want. I think the recommendation is 4 high. So you do 3 chairs, and then you can stack your berries like that. The other stacking method, and that's for those and the production sites or whatever, is using this bad boy. So you do have to learn it separate, but it's pretty worth it. I think it's not actually worth a lot of points. You also get it pretty early. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me a liar. Oh, I've skimmed right past it. Oh no. Is it like building? Nope. Is it like pipe? Nope, not pipe. Brick. I can't even remember what was under. Don't worry, team. I will find it. Because I feel like it's trying to make me a liar. There's no shot that it's later than this. No way. Oh, this one? I think it was this one. So it is. It's pretty late. I think that's probably why I came late. But yeah, you can build one of these. Build another one. I think I need to go grab a handy dandy. Oh my. Okay, bear with me. Apologize profusely for that minor inconvenience. But they built it anyway. Oh well, we're here now. But what you can do is you can grab sort of any of these, depending on what you want, what you need. Come down to trees. Obviously, trees go on top of trees. It's the best way to stack it. But this just means that your production isn't, one on the floor and then you have like a bajillion in a line. You can just kind of have everything stacked to the side, like over there. Those are the 2 methods. Oh, there is a third for the, well, technically, and 4. There's probably infinite methods. But there is, to get these things on top of each other, you can do like a wall. Go to your lighting, get your fireplaces, do them in a line, do them 5 long, 3, 4, 5. And then once they're built, that will allow you to build these bad boys on top. I'll just take you for now. Where are we? Bracket, we'll just do the sphere one. Oh, yeah. So you can just whack it on. And then chuck one on the bottom. And then you're sorted. So they... Ponds. So I skipped stacking the... Which ones are they? These ones? I just had them all over the place because they're going to be bothered at the time. But with these ones here, you can do the same method. I'm pretty sure it's one of these. Yeah, so you can kind of even see, chuck one of these on the ground and then you can stack it on top of each other. These were, I think, the same as well, but there were 3 of these. You do 3 and then you can stack it on top. The beds, once again, game changer. Do the wall into the benches, and then this, if you go like, I think I did the wall on the back, where I'd replace this, and then I had done 2 benches, 2 across and 2 up, and that's enough. So you go 4 benches total. You go up the amount that you want to. You can do 2 stacks if you want. I stuffed up because this thing got in the way, so it made it look ugly. I missed that gap and missed the one at the bottom. And the original build was for, it's something like 28, because yeah, you can use the like glass one or something for like 15 beds. That maths out. And then I ended up doing the rest with these ones. So these ones are the new, or not new, but they weren't in the game when I last played. And I guess it just better recovery. Same with these ones, but a little bit more spinny. And I was pretty happy with the result. So yeah, stacking these with the pipes. What I would change is I'd add more storage. So having 4 and stack the storages on top. But for the most part, I like the way that everything is. You know, there's kind of like spots for my water dudes. They can do that job. Or my miners, they can do that job. This, don't sleep on this. I did. I forgot to, and I haven't done a lot. And it wasn't until I probably hit level 70 that I started doing them. And I'm hiding them down there. But the biggest issue early that I had was power generating. And that's because I found it's tricky, eh? Because do you have like 100 of these out, and then you chuck on 100 powers, and then they power it? Because the second you turn anything else on, especially after getting the frickin' this annoying thing, nothing else seems to work. So you'll go out, you'll explore, you'll come back, and you get like, you've got like 1 frickin' nail done. And you're like, cool. It's because you've had no power, because it's fighting between that, and it's fighting between that. And it's a big reason why I don't want to have the other oil thing, because it says that it requires, oh my gosh, scrolled past it again, because it says it requires more power. More power? Sorry, there it is. Yeah. More power to use. I'm like, nah, I'm already frickin' everything's turning off already. I can't do that. That's why I like a spot with oil. There's heaps of spots on the map that has oil. But this one, I guess, is my favorite. I haven't been raided while being here. I guess that's another bonus. Raiding is on the server, but I've not yet experienced it. This one here, also don't sleep on these bad boys. And that's because that's where you get the tech as well as the manual scripts. For ages, I had no clue where to get them from. I just thought that they were doing these raids, and I got my freaking bleep handed to me when I did this bad boy. He fricked me up, man. But do this as early as you can, especially the, oh my, triple jump. I have not let you learnt. But yeah, do this as early as you can. Probably wouldn't even care for the lower ones, to be honest. Because you want these things. Yeah, and this thing. Because they go into all of these things. So I rushed level 80 pretty much, and then I started to freak out when I got into the 60s because I didn't have the appropriate mats. Didn't know where to get them from, and then figured it out. So now to the base pals, I guess. What I run, and there's probably a much better way. I haven't powered any of these dudes up, but I run 2 of the power dudes with infinite amount of batteries, just because I hate it turning off. I don't even know if they stack. I'm gonna assume they do because my power's been good since. The fire dudes, these guys are freaking cool. And then this chick. So I'm not a huge fan of the way that the new benches work, and I could be the only one that thinks that. But to me, having like a medicine pal and a handy working pal, they kind of like do whatever, whenever. So, especially what I found with this one, it's better to throw out your dude and then have that, because the fire dude will come whenever, or whatever power you throw out, the opposite will come whenever. But while you're doing these, they can alternate. Like, well, I guess not. This guy can do it whenever he wants, and the fire guy can do it whenever he wants. Like they'll power up their own sides each. And it is what it is. You don't have to worry too much about it. Yeah, so I'm not yet sold. I still like the idea of having like you just have 4 fire powers freaking busting this out. And it's all good. The freaking planting done my head in, man. I don't even think the berries are being, well, he's getting watered now. I don't know if there's a limit. This has been working. Everything seems to end up in this freaking food trough anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there's never any berries, and it is what it is. But as long as I can make this soup, I make as much of this as I can, chuck it in there when I can be bothered, or when the power limit on the side they start to freak out. Oh, they've changed it. They've increased the power limit on the server. That explains that. On the server, it was 20 for a long time. Yeah, they've upped it. They've upped both. Cool. Yeah. So stacking, I don't think I said how to stack these ones. So these ones are stacked with the storages. So it's 7 wide, 3 long, and then however many high up you want. So I think I have 7 here. And then so it's a total of, yep. So it's 20, it's 21 per layer up 7. So whatever that is, that's how much you need for this. And you have to start from the ground up. I got stuck because apparently on like this back corner, my storage containers, they were on top of each other, but one of them was low, like it was inside the other one. And I didn't notice it. And I built the rest up. And then there was the tiniest like surface level difference, and it wouldn't let me place these. I didn't know what it was for like an hour, trying to figure it out. And then I was just climbing around and I seen that the storages went straight. Fixed it. It immediately was able to place these. It's the same with the what's it called? With the ranches, just smaller, but it's the same concept. Do your storages, I think it's like 3x5, and then up however many ranches you want. I haven't got to that part yet. I'm kind of at the end of my playthrough on this server. I did everything I sort of wanted to. It was a server with friends. Well, I knew one of them. Jumped on late and then kind of wanted to rush to get to endgame first. Originally, it was like a rush to jet Regan or whatever. Everyone went to the old spot where you used to live, which is like this one or like here or something. Anyone's on there? Like, obviously the map's black. You run up. You're looking for the picture. You see a random question mark one. You're like, oh, cool. It's in the lava. Nah. And then you find out later on that he's not even like level 50. He's freaking 70 or whatever he was on the last one, 60 or whatever. But that was kind of like the goal for the server, was to rush to get that. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's got this dude. It was a freaking rough fight. I hated it. But it is what it is. He is cool. He does all the attacks that he does while versing him or whatever. But one thing I wouldn't sleep on would be fishing. So fishing is, they've actually made it so like you have to do it. But I think even if you do it early, so if you're to like spawn in, come down here, grab like one of these water powers or whatever, and just loot containers, because it doesn't, there's not anything hostile that can mess you up. Get a rod, it's not so much fishing for like these. It's not so much that. It's these things here. So to me, it's good early game loot. Like you just kind of chuck your rod in, get 4 yellow balls. 4 yellow balls like early is huge, and you're doing this while you're exploring the map. So you get the guy here, you can kind of come out, go to this waypoint or whatever, but loot everything along the way. Almost anywhere you go, as long as it's as long as you have a water pal. I mistaken Chile early on for a water pal, and I just thought, well, I didn't think, and I was like, oh, it's not working. I must need something else. The only other thing I guess you will end up needing is the magnets. So the magnets you take to the higher level zones, and then they have like black barrels, and then there's a higher chance to get this material. So you'll get about 8 to 11, whereas these ones you're lucky to get 2. Let's see if we're lucky, eh? Nope. Good experience. But it's something to do along the way. You can get balls, you can get gold, you can get all sorts of things. Don't sleep on it. Oh, do whatever you want. Play however you want. I guess some of the tips I've shared can ruin people's experience. I think the sphere tech is a little bit too much. It's a little bit too easy. The fact that you can get this guy when you're level 1, and then it like boosts you to like level 12, get a chiller, get the saddle, and then the map's yours. That's that's a different experience than some people like. Some people like to just build and have those, tough, challenging battles. The other thing that can ruin it as well is once you get a flyer coming over to this island, because you can pretty much fly under it, fly straight up. You have to have a mount that can actually land on the water. So Rostelian can't. He likes to go swimming. But most of the other ones, the bird ones, can. And I think I took the Rage Hawk or Ragnar Hawk, whatever, over. Go up to the lowest pillar, fly straight up, grapple on if he starts to run out of stab, and then just wedge yourself in a gap, throw him back out so he gets his stam back. And then once you're there, you get access to these 2 balls. And then the game is just, yeah, it's not the same. The fact that I haven't needed to build these only to progress the power box is pretty silly. And I think I've even caught nope, that's not it. I think it was like close to 400 powers. One of these shows the mission. Oh, yeah, there's one. 413 powers. And that's, I've probably made 10 spheres, but if that's not your playstyle, then so yeah, this is like a normal server. Like none of the rates are really boosted, none of the times. Like it still takes 4 hours in this thing for eggs to incubate. So it's still a bit of a grind. And I think with the power stuff just ticked me off enough that I hated coming back to one sphere being done and then kind of being screwed over in my exploration. But for the most part, this is the base. This thing screwed me up. I was not ready. I think if I was to play again, I would, some of it is pretty boring. And the feeling of like one tapping one of these bad boys when you're like level 20 is so cool. But it can ruin it. I think this one is the one that ruins it, because the second you unlock this zone, you can just get whatever sphere you want. Another thing not to sleep on, this laser. This laser is huge. It's one of I didn't realize it existed. I saw a random video and the laser was just farming like normal nodes and it looked cool. So when I got this, it was pretty much a game changer. It meant I could just spawn in wherever, just blast it, get the mats, and then like go back home. I don't have to worry about a base. Same with these ones here. Same. Let's see if I'm lucky. So this one here, let's see if I get a sphere. Nope. Nope. Okay, so maybe it is balanced. Nope. Yeah, Jet Dragon's new home. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool freaking finding him and seeing him for the first time. I think because the design of his little lakefront property is nice. Interesting. I have not yet come across these broken ass spheres that I was talking about. Because sometimes you'll like loot a chest and you'll get like two. There we go. So I get two of these, it's a 58% chance. You don't have to have like a frost stallion. You can have any flyer. I do recommend a flyer for this spot because you can just like fly from here down, recoup your stam, fly around. Let's see. Nope. But for example, say you come through, you get 3 of those bad boys. Unless somebody else has been here and stolen them, you just Hail Mary. What was that? 13%. And then you just fly off. It doesn't matter. You may or may not get them. Sometimes you'll one-tap them, sometimes you won't. But because you also have a chance to get an ancient sphere, that can help. Like, it's up to you. Do you pop off just to say, yeah, I got a jet dragon early, and ruin your experience? I mean, that's up to you. You can do whatever. What? Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. Oh, no, now I'm just panic throwing. But it's a 12%. No look. Get in my pocket. Yeah. But I did panic throw like 50 freaking balls. But we up. Silly technique. Try to get to here. Put a power box down. Fly up. Ruin your game. Or have fun. It's up to you. But yeah, I think that pretty much completes it for the most part. The video is a little bit all over the place. That is what it is. But yeah, I've done 2 of these. I don't know which one I'll post. So if it is this one, then thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, peace.